Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night with a sharp, painful cramp in your leg? A spasm so intense it stops you cold and steals your sleep in seconds? Or maybe it happens in the morning. You get out of bed, ready to start the day. But your legs feel shaky, heavy, or like they just can't hold you. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Millions of older adults experience leg cramps, weakness, and balance issues every single day. And most of them have no idea why. They assume it's just part of getting older. But what if it's not? What if those symptoms are your body's way of crying out for help? Because here's the truth. This isn't just age, it's a nutritional warning sign. Clapperboard insert video, Barbara O'Neill, 8 seconds. Barbara O'Neill asterisk. Asterisk. Most people don't realize that muscle weakness, balance loss, and even cramping can come down to just one thing: nutrient deficiency. It's not age, it's lack. Asterisk. You see, your legs are not just bones and muscles. They're powered by nerves, blood flow, and very specific nutrients. When even one of those is missing, the system breaks down, quietly, slowly, and sometimes dangerously. Your muscles start to weaken. Your balance slips. And the things you once did effortlessly, climbing stairs, getting out of a chair, walking in the grocery store, start to feel harder, scarier, even risky. Worse, most people ignore these signs until it's too late. A fall. A fracture. Weeks or even months of recovery, if recovery is possible at all. But here's the good news. You can do something about it. And it starts today. In this video, you'll discover 7 essential nutrients that are absolutely critical for strong, steady legs. Nutrients that help reduce cramps, restore strength, and protect your independence as you age. These are not expensive pills. They're not complicated. They're simple, powerful, and backed by science. At RealRoot Health, we believe strong legs create strong lives. Because when you can move freely, you live fully. You stay independent, confident, and connected to the people and activities you love. So let me ask you. Have your legs been feeling more tired lately? Do they feel heavy, even when you haven't done much? Are you getting cramps more often, especially at night? If you answered yes to any of those, then this video might just change your daily life. Grab a notebook. Take a deep breath. And join me as we explore the 7 nutrients your body needs to walk stronger, sleep deeper, and move with confidence. At any age. Your journey to stronger legs, fewer cramps, and better nights starts right now. Now that we've seen how important your legs are, not just for movement, but for your freedom, let's look at why they start letting you down in the first place. You might be thinking, well, that's just what happens when we get older, right? But aging is only part of the story. What's really happening beneath the surface is more complex and more preventable than most people realize. Let's start with your muscles. After the age of 50, your body begins losing muscle mass every single year. It's a natural process called sarcopenia. And unless you actively fight it, it continues silently, gradually stealing your strength. But muscles don't disappear overnight. They weaken in subtle ways. You notice your legs feeling heavier. You walk shorter distances. Stairs become more tiring. And before long, you stop doing the things you used to enjoy. But muscles aren't the only issue. Your bones are changing too. Calcium leaves the bones faster than it can be replaced. Bone density drops. And the structure that once kept you upright becomes thinner, more brittle, more fragile. That's why a simple stumble can turn into a life-altering fracture, especially in the hips, knees, or femur. Now here's the part most people overlook. Your nervous system. That's right. The nerves that tell your legs when to move, how fast to respond, and how to keep you balanced, they begin to misfire. And much of that decline comes down to nutrition. When your body lacks certain vitamins, like B12, magnesium, or potassium, your nerves can't send signals properly. Your muscles cramp, your reflexes slow, and your steps become less steady. But here's the real danger. Many of these changes feel normal. So we ignore them. We blame age. We slow down. We stop pushing ourselves. But deep inside, the real issue is this. Your legs aren't weak because you're old. They're weak because they're undernourished ***. Because no matter how strong your willpower is, your legs need the right nutrients to move, to stabilize, and to protect you. So if you've been feeling that your legs just aren't what they used to be, if you've noticed more stiffness, more cramps, more hesitation when walking, then don't ignore it. Because these aren't just signs of aging. They're signals. Clear, urgent messages from your body, asking for help. And the good news is, you can respond. By giving your legs the exact nutrients they're missing, you can rebuild the foundation of your strength, one step at a time. And that's exactly what we're going to cover next. Let's begin with the most important one of all. Vitamin D. Let's begin with the foundation. When it comes to leg strength, balance, and coordination, no vitamin plays a more powerful role than vitamin D. Vitamin D is your body's natural muscle fuel. It activates the pathways that support protein synthesis, fast-twitch muscle fibers, and neuromuscular coordination. In other words, it helps your muscles fire quickly and efficiently when you need to move, shift, or catch your balance. As we age, our ability to produce vitamin D from sunlight declines. Combine that with less time spent outdoors, and you have a recipe for chronic deficiency, especially in seniors. The result? Slower reflexes, weaker legs, more frequent cramps, and most dangerously, a greater risk of falling. One landmark study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology found that seniors with healthy vitamin D levels had significantly better balance, stronger leg muscles, and a far lower rate of fractures. Meanwhile, those deficient in vitamin D experienced muscle loss, coordination issues, and slower reaction times. But here's the good news, restoring your levels is simple. You can get vitamin D through morning sunlight, just 15 to 30 minutes on the arms and legs can help. You can also boost your intake with fatty fish like salmon and mackerel, egg yolks, mushrooms, fortified dairy, or a supplement if needed. If you're unsure about your levels, ask your doctor for a simple blood test. It's one of the most overlooked causes of leg weakness, and one of the easiest to fix. Without vitamin D, your muscles lose their fuel, and your legs lose their fire. And now that you've seen how vitamin D impacts your strength and stability, let's talk about the mineral that builds the very bones beneath your feet, calcium. Now that we've talked about the fuel your muscles need, let's talk about the structure that holds you up, your bones. And the key to strong, stable bones is calcium. Calcium is often associated with healthy teeth and bones. But its role goes far beyond that. Every time your leg muscles contract, whether you're walking, standing, or climbing stairs, calcium is there, triggering the movement. Without enough of it, your muscles can't contract properly. That's when cramps happen. That's when you feel weak, or unsteady, or slow. But calcium's most critical job is building bone density. And as we age, we lose more of it than we can store. This makes the legs, especially the hips, femur, and knees, more prone to fractures. A small fall that might have been nothing in your 30s could become a life-changing injury in your 60s or 70s. Now here's where it gets tricky. Your body can't absorb calcium properly without vitamin D. So even if you're getting enough calcium, it may not be reaching your bones, unless your vitamin D is also in check. And if you're not moving your body regularly, calcium won't know where to go. Without motion, it can end up in places it doesn't belong, like your arteries or kidneys. So what's the solution? First, make sure you're getting calcium from a variety of sources. Dairy products like milk, cheese, and yogurt. Leafy greens like kale and bok choy. Tofu, almonds, sardines, and fortified plant-based milks. If you have dietary restrictions, supplements can help, but talk to your doctor first. Too much calcium can also cause problems if not managed properly. And remember, movement matters. Even light walking, stretching, or gentle resistance training tells your body to send that calcium where it belongs, into your bones. Because strong bones aren't built by calcium alone. They're built by calcium in motion. And with your foundation strengthened, let's move up the chain and talk about the vitamin that powers your nerves. Vitamin B12. So now your bones are strong. Your muscles have fuel. But what if the signals that tell your legs to move don't get through? That's where vitamin B12 comes in. Vitamin B12 is like a communication cable between your brain and your legs. It supports your nervous system, ensuring your muscles receive fast, accurate instructions with every step. Without enough B12, things start to go wrong, silently. You might notice your legs feel heavy. You may trip more often. You might feel tingling, numbness, or just a strange sense of unsteadiness. Many people mistake this for just getting older. But in reality, it's often a B12 deficiency that's been building for years. And here's the catch. As we age, our ability to absorb B12 from food drops significantly. Why? Because B12 absorption depends on stomach acid and a special protein called intrinsic factor. And after 50, both tend to decline. If you've had digestive issues, acid reflux, gastritis, or take antacids regularly, your B12 levels may already be too low. That's why so many older adults feel slow, weak, and foggy, and never suspect the real reason. So how do you fix it? First, eat more B12-rich foods, lean meats, fish, dairy, and especially shellfish like clams or liver. Some of nature's most concentrated B12 sources. If you follow a plant-based diet, look for B12-fortified cereals, plant milks, or take a daily supplement. And if you have absorption issues, you may need higher dose oral B12 or periodic B12 injections, prescribed by your doctor. The best part? When you correct a B12 deficiency, your legs feel lighter. You walk with more control. Your confidence returns. And your entire nervous system works the way it should. Because without B12, your legs might be strong, but they simply won't listen. So let's keep those signals sharp. And now, let's look at the mineral that helps your muscles relax, rest, and recover, magnesium. So far, we've talked about muscles, bones, and nerves. But there's one mineral that quietly supports all three. And you probably don't have enough of it. It's called magnesium. Magnesium is like your body's behind-the-scenes coordinator. It helps regulate muscle contractions, relax your nerves, and even supports better sleep. When magnesium is low, muscles become overactive and tight. That's when cramps strike, often at night, when you least expect them. And if you've ever woken up from a deep sleep with your calf in a knot, there's a good chance magnesium deficiency is to blame. But that's just the beginning. Low magnesium levels can also make your muscles feel stiff and slow to recover. You may notice more fatigue after walking or climbing stairs. And your sleep? It may become shallow or restless, making it harder for your legs to recover overnight. Magnesium also plays a vital role in bone health. It helps move calcium into the bones, and keeps it out of places it doesn't belong, like arteries and joints. Without enough magnesium, even a calcium-rich diet can fall short. Because the two work together, like a lock and key. So what causes magnesium loss? Stress. Medications like diuretics or proton pump inhibitors. And diets low in leafy greens, seeds, or legumes. That's why magnesium deficiency is surprisingly common in older adults, even those who eat relatively well. So how do you fix it? Start by adding more magnesium-rich foods to your meals. Pumpkin seeds, almonds, spinach, black beans, avocados. Even dark chocolate, in moderation, can help. If you're still low, or have trouble sleeping or frequent cramps, a magnesium supplement may be useful. Look for magnesium citrate or magnesium glycinate, they're easier for your body to absorb. Once your levels are restored, the difference can feel remarkable. Cramps fade. Sleep deepens. And your legs feel calmer, lighter, more alive. Magnesium gives your muscles the permission to relax. And your body the power to restore. So now that your muscles can finally rest, let's talk about the mineral that keeps them moving, potassium. Now that your muscles can finally rest and recover, let's talk about what keeps them moving smoothly, without shaking or seizing. That's the job of potassium. Potassium is an electrolyte, and it plays a vital role in how your muscles and nerves communicate. Every time you take a step, potassium helps transmit the signal from your brain to your leg muscles, ensuring smooth, coordinated movement. But when potassium levels are too low, that communication starts to break down. You may feel your legs tremble when you stand, experience cramps in the morning, or feel sudden stiffness when walking. Sound familiar? Low potassium is one of the most common, yet overlooked, causes of leg cramps and muscle fatigue, especially in older adults. It also plays a hidden role in bone strength. Potassium helps neutralize acids in the body that break down bone tissue, meaning it not only supports your muscles, but also protects your skeleton. The problem? Most people don't get enough potassium through diet alone. And if you're taking diuretics, medications that increase urination, you may be losing even more without realizing it. So how do you restore your potassium? Thankfully, nature makes it easy. Bananas are a great start, but they're not the only option. Sweet potatoes, avocados, spinach, beans, lentils, oranges, even a simple baked potato with the skin can all provide more potassium than a banana. The key is variety and consistency. Try adding at least 2 potassium-rich foods into your daily meals. Your legs will thank you. And if you're considering supplements, be cautious. Too much potassium can be dangerous, especially if you have kidney issues or take certain medications. Always talk to your doctor first. When your potassium levels are right, your steps feel steadier, your nerves fire smoother, and your legs move with calm, controlled power. Potassium keeps your muscles in sync with your mind. And with that connection restored, let's talk about the vitamin that tells calcium where to go, vitamin K. We've talked about calcium. But here's a question most people never ask. How does your body know where to send that calcium? Should it go into your bones? Or get stuck in your arteries? The answer lies in one powerful, but often forgotten, vitamin. Vitamin K. Vitamin K is your body's calcium traffic controller. It tells calcium, go to the bones, not the blood vessels. Without enough vitamin K, calcium can end up in the wrong places, leading to stiff joints, clogged arteries, and even heart issues. But when vitamin K is present, it helps bind calcium into the bone matrix, making your skeleton stronger, denser, and more resistant to fractures. In older adults, this is critical. Studies have shown that people with higher vitamin K intake have better bone strength, fewer fractures, and better mobility overall. But vitamin K doesn't stop at bones. It also plays a powerful role in joint health, helping reduce inflammation and stiffness in the knees and hips. So if you've noticed your knees aching when you stand, or your legs feeling locked after sitting, vitamin K may be the missing link. Now, here's something you should know. There are 2 main types of vitamin K. K1, found in leafy green vegetables like kale, spinach, and Swiss chard. And K2, found in fermented foods like natto, aged cheeses, egg yolks, and liver. Both are important. But K2 is especially effective at guiding calcium into bones and away from arteries. So how can you get more of it? Start by adding a daily serving of leafy greens to your meals. Even a simple green smoothie can make a difference. Try fermented foods like sauerkraut or natto, if you can find them. Or enjoy eggs and aged cheeses in moderation. And remember, if you're on blood thinners, like warfarin, talk to your doctor before increasing vitamin K. Because it plays a role in clotting, it may interact with your medication. when vitamin K is in balance. Your bones are strong. Your joints are fluid. And calcium goes exactly where it belongs. So now that we've guided calcium home, let's talk about the final nutrient that keeps your muscles energized and your steps resilient. Vitamin B6. So far, we've supported your muscles, your bones, your nerves, and your balance. Now it's time to talk about energy. Because without energy, even the strongest legs can feel like lead. That's where vitamin B6 comes in. Vitamin B6 is a quiet powerhouse. It plays a key role in producing red blood cells, the very cells that carry oxygen to your muscles. When B6 is low, your muscles may not get the oxygen they need. And that means fatigue sets in faster. Simple walks become tiring. Climbing stairs feels like climbing a mountain. Have you ever felt like your legs give up long before your mind does? That's often a signal that your muscles are running low on oxygen. And your body may be lacking B6. But that's not all. Vitamin B6 also supports nerve function, working hand in hand with B12 to keep your neuromuscular system sharp and responsive. And it helps regulate inflammation, so your legs recover faster after activity, without lingering soreness or stiffness. So where can you find this quiet hero? Vitamin B6 is found in a wide variety of everyday foods. Poultry, like chicken or turkey. Fish such as salmon or tuna. Bananas, potatoes, chickpeas, and fortified cereals. Most people can get enough B6 through diet. But if you have digestive issues, low protein intake, or absorption problems, a supplement may help keep your levels steady. And like all nutrients, balance is key. Too much B6, especially from high-dose supplements, can cause nerve issues over time. So stay within recommended limits, and talk to your doctor if you're unsure. When B6 is in balance, you'll feel the difference. More stamina, faster recovery, and legs that don't just move, they endure. So now that we've covered all 7 nutrients that build strong, stable, and energized legs, it's time to bring it all together into a real, daily plan you can follow with confidence. So now you've seen it all. 7 simple nutrients, each playing a vital role in how your legs move, react, and recover. It's not magic. It's not medication. It's nutrition, doing exactly what the body was designed to do. And the best part? You don't need to overhaul your entire life. You just need to start. Start small. Start smart. Start today. Begin with your meals. What if your breakfast included a boiled egg, a banana, and a handful of spinach in your smoothie? What if your lunch had a grilled salmon fillet, sweet potato, and a sprinkle of pumpkin seeds? What if your dinner featured sautéed kale with tofu, some brown rice, and a warm cup of fortified plant milk? These aren't complicated meals. They're everyday foods, chosen with intention. Each one delivers magnesium, potassium, calcium, vitamin D, and so much more. And if you're unsure whether you're deficient, ask your doctor about a simple blood test. Knowing your levels is powerful. Because once you know, you can act. And when you act, you take control. You rebuild your strength, one step at a time. You reclaim your confidence. And most importantly, you stay free to move, walk, dance, and live on your own terms. Because strong legs are more than just muscles and bones. They are your path to independence. Your roots. Your freedom. And it all starts with the choices you make today. Take a moment and imagine what life would feel like if you could move without hesitation, climb stairs without holding the railing, sleep through the night without waking in pain, and wake up each morning knowing your legs are strong and steady beneath you. That's not a dream. That's not a luxury. That's your birthright. Because no matter your age, your body still responds. It still heals. It still strengthens when given the right support. And the choices you make today, can shape the freedom you feel tomorrow. At RealRoot Health, we believe true health begins at the root. Not just managing symptoms, but restoring function, rebuilding strength, and giving you the knowledge to take back control. So if this video spoke to you, if you felt seen, understood, and empowered, then help us reach more people like you. White heavy checkmark, hit that like button. White heavy checkmark, subscribe to the channel. White heavy checkmark and drop a comment below. Let us know. Which of the 7 nutrients surprised you the most? What are you going to start adding to your meals? We read every comment. And we're here to support you on this journey. Because your legs carry more than your body. They carry your freedom, your independence, and the life you still want to live, fully. This is RealRoot Health. And we're so glad you're here.